I'm wanting to talk to you guys this month and giving you a coaching boost on my zone of genius. Crafting the Future, your guide to thought leadership and publications. I'm all about publications, and I'm all about educating incredible people on how to share their genius zone with others through the beautiful world of publication. Let me give you a little secret. Whatever you put something out on the web, on your blog, in a publication, it is what we call evergreen, meaning the world has access. The world, not your next door neighbors, not a 20-mile radius around a business. The world has access to that forever. Even if you remove it, it's out there and we can find it. So let me tell you a little bit about creating a bigger circle and really illuminating who you are and what you do through publication. So I do this a lot with the writers that come to me. Sometimes they'll get a column with me and they're like, I'm going to write 12 months, 24 months. Oh my gosh, what do I write about? And it's more important that you are putting out quality over quantity. One good, the one article that goes viral, the one thing that changes the world. I want you to write to your demographics, your clientele, coming from what I call your zone of genius. So I want you to think about, for me, when I sit down with my clients, I'm like, what are some of the questions that your clients are constantly asking you? Write an article about that, giving them instruction, your insight into what you do and how you do it. Answer the question for them in an article. Some of the things I want you to look at is don't give us long 16-word titles. A title should be under 9 words. And here's a key that everyone should know, but sadly doesn't know, including myself until about a year ago. When you're creating a title, it's kind of like naming our baby, right? It becomes really important to us. Like, oh, it's so pretty, it's perfect, it says the right thing, it has this kooky word in it. If it's not going to be pulled in the search engines, it's just some words floating around in the billions of other words on the internet. So I want you to think of your titles, first of all, on a question. So if you're going to make an apple pie and you've never made an apple pie before and you go into the internet, how do you ask for a recipe? How to make the best apple pie? The secret tips to creating phenomenal apple pie. They're always asked in a question. And so when I'm Googling your article, say you're on fitness and you're talking about how to lift your booty, I'm going to say best exercises for lifting my booty. What's the secret for booty lift? I'm going to ask questions like that. So those are the kind of things you want to put in your title. Those are the kind of shockers that kind of get their attention because that's what people are asking. So back to your zone of genius, I want you to think of, let's just say you're going to create a blog on your website, which by the way is the best place to start writing. You're going to create a blog on your website. And you know that maybe I only have 10 readers. And part of them are family, my sister, my mom, my aunt, and you have them reading your articles. That's great. And pretty soon they'll start sharing them with someone else and you'll double that. Then you'll double that. So don't expect your first article to get millions, although it's possible. But go ahead and put your first article out there. And I want you to think about 12 things I can educate so that I'm blogging on my website or wherever I choose, on Facebook, wherever I choose to share this. And I'm doing that for the year. I want you to sit down right now and think of 12 questions your clients are asking you. What are they asking you over and over? Every time you get a new person, you're like, oh, I can help you with that. What is that question? Now, title it in the form of a question so your clients know that that's what you're answering, and give them a big part of the solution, an actionable step they can take. But what would be the second actionable step they can take? To take this even further, to get into your genius zone of what you're looking for, the second actionable step would be me. I'm your actionable step. So this you can do on your own. Then when you get to that phase, grab me to do the rest. It's super important that you take these actionable steps and you use the words your clients understand, and you always stay in your zone of genius. Don't be writing about outside things that your clients have no interest in. Consistency is super important. staying in our zone of genius, and breaking down so we're not repetitively talking about the same thing. Breaking down 12 things that your clients are asking you for the year. And by the way, it's so easy when you're thinking of next year, because every time your client asks you something that seems a little different, write it down and be able to give the answer in an article later. It's super easy to create really valuable things for your clients that way. Now, here's how it gets better in publication. I'm going to describe your blog as a bubble. You have a website and you have a bubble blog, your bubble. People you know are attached to that bubble. How do I get new people reading my blog inside my bubble? You attach to other people's bubbles. So I was just asked this question the other day, and I hope she's watching this, and I've got to correct it with her when she calls, but she was going to do a lot of ebooks. And I said, ebooks aren't that great anymore. People want fast stuff. They want the audios, they want like fast 1-minute videos. Like our time frame has been closed down into what we can learn in a minute, right? And so they don't work as well. And they asked me a question, which I answer all the time, but I was just maybe having an off day. And the question was, well, how did you do it with your magazine then? And I gave the complete wrong answer. I don't know, I guess I just got lucky. I did not get lucky. I worked for it, but I attached other bubbles. I should have told her about the bubbles. So I'm going to tell you guys about the bubbles. You have a bubble. I'm my own bubble, correct? And I know who I know. And if I'm lucky, somebody shares it and I get a couple new people. But with my magazine, for instance, what I did was I would bring in anywhere between 30 and 40 writers and new articles. And they would come in and we would publish their article. And what did they do when their article came out? Their article's in this beautiful magazine. And now they want to share it. They shared our publication with their bubble. Their bubble could be 100 people, could be 100,000 people, could be 300,000 people. We've had people with millions of followers. And they share their article proudly. Look at my article in. And now we've attached to their bubble. Their bubble is coming into our bubble. So how do you attach your blog to bubbles in your space? Super easy. Mention people. Mention people and give them a shout out. People that inspired you, a quote from somebody that you're connecting with. When you're sharing in our bubble, for instance, our magazine, and you put an article in there, what are we doing? We're giving you a shout out to our 1.5 million subscribers. And so if you share in another space, that same article, by the way, nobody wants to print a same article over and over and over. You're going to have to change it up. You're going to have several different titles to go with that article that are intriguing, thought-provoking, and in the form of a question. You're going to have to change about 10% of your article. It's super easy to do. I write for multiple publications and I run my own publication. And I manage to be 3 months ahead always because I use this system. And so I'm not giving away any more because I've given you a lot already, but go read the article. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I want to help you connect to those bubbles. I want to help your bubble become connected to others. And so that your genius, beautiful zone gets shared with your potential clients. So remember, be true to your clients. When you are writing articles, remember it's quality over quantity, and give them one actionable thing to use. And the second actionable thing would be you. And then get out there, start connecting to other bubbles. Thank you guys so much for listening. In September, go read the article. And I really enjoyed sharing this because I'm really passionate about it.
Dive into Best Holistic Life magazine for tasty recipes, self-care, fitness, meditation, mindset, and spirituality. Let's create a happier, healthier you together.